Welcome everybody to the Holy Rollers, episode 23. If
Woo!
you are joining us, thank you. We're going to pick up right where we left off last week, but before we do that, we are going to roll for prayer. I think everybody's back in the running for it now, so rollers have at it.
19.
8.
12.
I haven't
Should I
I haven't
re-roll,
pulled up my
Brandon?
character sheet yet.
What's up?
You want me to re-roll?
Yeah.
Okay. 16.
Rolling.
That one.
Oh, so you have to sing it.
You have to sing the prayer.
Dear Lord.
Hey, this might work.
Hey, that would be an honor to listen to.
That would be beautiful. I rolled an 8.
You only
Either
say
the
that because
1 or
you're
the
my husband.
19. Who rolled the 19?
I did.
All right, Kyle.
It's either Kyle or
Take it
Rachel.
away.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Precious Heavenly Father, Lord, we come to you tonight with open minds, open hearts. Ask for your continued guidance in each and every one of our lives, and also in the lives of the viewers watching this video, Lord. Watch over us, guide us to your will, touch our healing hearts, as always, and let us enjoy each other's company and enjoy this game that you've provided for us. I ask this in Jesus' precious name. Amen.
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 All right, so picking up right where we left off last week, the group is back on the Duck Eternal, the ship out in the bay of the royal city of Fisari after kind of an interesting happening with Raja for the first time just being scared. Wanting to get out of the city as quickly as possible, and really in order to avoid confrontation with
Avoid being murdered in our sleep.
yeah, basically.
Or awake.
From his previous life, if you will, where he was part of an elite group known as the Eldritch Knights, led by Captain Darius Hunter, who is a red dragonborn, and the group has safely escaped the city, is now at sea, and I think that's exactly where we're going to pick up, so we'll hop right into it and get after it. So, guys, take it away.
You
So,
said that
assuming
we're at sea.
Yeah, we're at sea right now.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming that we're going to be on this ship for a few hours, Raja is just going to pour out every detail he can think of about his previous companions. Everything from personality traits to favorite battle tactics, so on and so forth. I think he's actually got a few wanted posters in one of his suits of armor from when they first got banished from the across the pond, and he'll pull out those wanted posters, show them to group. The only person he can't figure out is the Tabaxi, which he's gonna. Muriel, do you have a spell? Does anyone have a spell that can conjure an image from a person's mind? Because I can see that Tabaxi clear as day, but I cannot draw, nor do I have a photo.
Would you, DM, allow me to mind meld with him for a moment and then create what I see using major image?
Ooh, I like that.
I don't have minor. I don't have minor illusion, or I would waste the spell slot on it.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. While I kind of I look over at Raja and I say, if I may, I'll delve into your mind for a moment to get a picture of what you'd like to convey.
Okay.
I go into his mind, and I recreate what I see with major image. And because I am a completionist and an overachiever, I will major image the entirety of this group on the deck of our ship so that we may see them in full color and size.
I like that a lot.
Okay.
So
This is like
what I'm going to do, because I wasn't expecting that, so well played, I'm going to transition the screen back to this one. And
It's what we do.
Yeah, no, and I absolutely love it. So I'm going to let Raja kind of slowly start explaining kind of what this group looks like.
They're standing at kind of like a NPC idle, like in on Skyrim. Like they're just kind of standing there, gently moving with the boat, blinking, but not making eye contact with anybody. It's very clear that they're dummy illusions.
Okay. Sorry, I had to get some notes here.
I believe you can touch and interact with them as if they were real.
Okay, so of course I'm going to start with the red dragonboar Captain Darius Hunter. As I've stated before, he has a way with words that will just charm you from the instant that you are listening to his words, unless you know of this charm. At which point you...
Raja, I raise my hand. May I interrupt?
Okay.
Is this charm perhaps magical in nature? Or is it simply a force of personality? Or is it simply a force of personality?
If I had to guess, I would say it's a force of personality, because I've not really known Captain Hunter to really use magic. He will use words. If that does not work, he will use intimidation, and if that does not work, he will use violence.
So, how would that work to somebody who's defensed against charmed?
Well, like I
it's not
said,
magical charm.
It, as far as I know, it's not. I mean, I could be wrong, but as far as I know, it's not. It's just his persona, more or less. Yeah. And moving on to the green half orc that you see here, as obviously very muscly built, lives up to his reputation. I've sparred with him quite a number of times and never was able to land a hit. Of course, that was also at least 3 years ago. And then here is the half elf Falborin Moon. If I remember correctly, he's actually a bit of a scholar, but he loves battle. He loves coming up with strategies, moves, counter moves, master at chess.
And what were the last two? What were the last two names again?
Darius Hunter is the captain, and Kragus Twinkill is the half orc. And then the half elf is Falborin Moon. You'll have the full-blooded elf here, Reldor Truewater. Deadly, super deadly with a bow. Acquired the nickname Eagle Eye because of just the insane distance that he can shoot. Pretty sure his range is over a mile. So, and he'll hit you from a mile, the same he'll hit you from 60 feet. Just accurate precision if he wants to. If he wants to hit, he'll hit. If he wants to miss, he'll miss.
Devastating.
It's only 6 of them, correct?
That's all I heard or remembered from last week.
For simplicity's sake, that's all I'm going to say. Raja knows about
Okay.
is the 6.
All right. So
The last he's worked with them, it was 6. Devlin will actually
You
raise a
mentioned
hand.
at the end of the last. Yeah.
So as
Yeah,
so from an illusion standpoint, you guys should be able to see.
I can
roll
see it.
20. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I had to throw that together really quick. That way you've got at least an idea.
Ooh, nice.
Is it
Ooh.
2 Dragonborn?
So we now know what the tabaxi looks
Yeah.
like.
A silver and a red.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shocked that a silver
so
would be a part
that
of it.
leads us to Drumrar Jardhall, the Silver Dragonborn, that actually joined shortly after I did. He is a wizard, youngest, kind of a prodigy himself, youngest to achieve a level 7 fireball. And yeah, it definitely puts Albus's to shame. Sorry, Albus. But yeah, it's powerful. He's nothing to he's nothing to bluff at. But I will say that if we want any information on the group current agenda or whatnot, Jard Hall is definitely the most neutral party that we'd be able to get information out of. He was probably the only person that I was somewhat friendly with at the time. So, but of course, we Dragonborn just more or less just tried to bond closer than most of the others, just because of how rare it is for us to see others of our kind.
Tell me about this silver dragonborn.
Well,
You would think with him being a metallic, he would be a little less susceptible to the evils of Captain Hunter.
Yeah, that I'm not for sure on. I mean, he was like I said, he's a bit younger than me. So when he was brought on, I think he was only 13 at the time when he was brought on to the Eldritch Knights. Very new to military. Honestly, he was more of a scholar than a military, but Captain Hunter took a liking to him, and in all honesty, I think he wanted to mold Jard Hall to his will, more or less.
So he got him young so he could be impressionable.
Exactly. But Jard Hall was definitely wise for his years. Like he wasn't as you could say he's always been a cautious fella.
What was the context of everyone else joining this group?
Well, Twin Kill's been, from what I understand, most of the group was formed pretty early on when Hunter took over captain. In the, I don't know if I explained this before, but in the Eldritch Knights, there's a tradition with the captain of the group. Like, if you want to lead the Eldritch Knights, you duel the current captain for leadership, and last man standing takes over.
So basically, if we go and fight these people and you end up killing Darius Hunter, you are going to be the new captain?
It sounds like it would be more. It would only if he gives it a formal duel, right?
It would have to be a formal duel between Eldritch Knights. If a captain is killed in action, then of course there's the ranking system. At which point, I believe Twin Kill would become the next captain.
So in other words, there's
So
no
let
way
me
of
ask
you
you
becoming
this. Yes, that's what I was going to ask. Given that you are not a member of the Eldritch Knights, there's no way you could take control of their group if you want.
I
even if you
am-
want.
See, technically speaking, since Hunter never killed me, I'm still technically a member. He just dishonored me by leaving me alive rather than
It's scarred.
putting me down. So
Excommunicado.
huh?
Excommunicated.
Yes. So I am technically, by all technicality rights, still a full-fledged member, and I can take leadership. However, being how as the group is now a band of mercenaries rather than a honorable band of knights, assuming that I succeed in dealing the killing blow to Hunter, I will be disbanding the group and turning in the form and pretty much turning in the rest of the group to the proper authorities, where they'll receive their day in court and judgment based on their crime.
I'm not confident that letting you duel this fellow is the right course of action.
I would agree.
Not that you wouldn't win, but only that I don't trust the rest of the Eldritch Knights to play fair.
I was gonna
And
say
I,
they
for
might
one, am not
It-
keen to play fair myself.
Uh,
I doubt we could talk Terrence into staying as sword.
one of the number one deals about the Knights Code is that when it is an official duel between members, there is no interference from either side.
you
But I
said
thought
they're
that was something
mercenaries
we
now,
should
they're not knights. So
They're labeled as mercenaries. If they have any sort of honor,
no guarantee of that.
I was
if
gonna
they
say,
have
it
any
sounds
sort
like
of
they
honor
don't.
among them, they'll keep to. Darius will accept my challenge as a formal duel.
Look at what they've been doing. Do you really think they still have honor?
I at least know Darius, as twisted as his logic is.
They
he
have their
thinks he
personal
has honor.
code. I mean,
Like a
Hmm?
pirate's code.
yeah, take the pirates. Aye, some of us might be the biggest scumbags of the seas and the lands, but we have our own code internally.
This is true.
Point taken. Point taken.
I wink at Devlin. I've never met an untoward pirate, because the only one I've met is Devlin.
I do have a question on the twin. Actually, yes, Albus, you want a question?
I'm sorry, Albus, who's been writing all this down, he points up to the tabaxi. What was this one name again? I want to make sure I have all their names.
This one
Codename
is
Shadow.
he only goes by the name Shadow. And that is a nickname. Nobody knows his real name. He rarely talks, and whenever he does talk, he only talks to Hunter.
Interesting.
So Shadow is an assassin, and he actually got his nickname because he will literally just be in the shadows. If he wants to be seen, he will be seen. If he doesn't want to be seen, you won't see him. Not even if you're standing
DM,
next to him.
would you allow me to open my mind to encompass the entirety of the boat and detect if there is any stowaways?
I was gonna say Albus is gonna look
I've
around.
been waiting for one. Keep thinking here, kitty, 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 kitty.
I mean, if I'm opening my mind and I feel it connect to a presence that's not on board on the top deck of the ship, I will know.
Yes, that was a yes for me.
Yeah. Okay. I will open my mind further. My eyes roll to black. Do I feel any minds on this ship that aren't familiar?
No.
I look at Albus. Looks like we're safe for now.
Albus
don't
just
detect
rolled
any
a nat 1 on his look around, so
He got some salt water in his eye.
We're looking at the
I'm
notes.
on a boat!
I'm curious about this twin kill, only because that sounds like a pirate name. Was that the name that he
Oh.
carried in, or was that a name given to him?
Don't know. Never really got that personal with Twin Kill.
I mean, gestures, fair enough, but
Orc of very few words. He preferred to let his muscles do the talking.
that's
Full
true.
orc or half?
Half.
Oh, thank you.
One thing, couple things I forgot to mention about True Water, our sharpshooter. He excels in information and torture tactics. So if you're taken prisoner and he thinks you got some sort of information that he wants, he's never failed at getting it.
So how
If
do
he
you
wants to
suggest
take
we
a
go
crack at my
about?
mind,
I was gonna say this sounds like a group we want to stay away from. Oh,
At the
well,
moment,
I just
I
like
don't think we're
playing.
strong enough to take this group on more than one or two at a time if we touch them at all. Our best bet may be to get away until we get a little stronger and then come back.
Well,
But I will be coming back.
when we do face them, we're gonna. This team is gonna need to be battle strategy ready. Like we're all gonna need to move as one unit because that is one thing the Eldritch Knights excel at. They've seen many battles. They know each other's moves. They could all be blindfolded and still move as one with simple commands.
Then we need to sit down and figure out how we're going to move, how we're going to sleep, how we're going to fight together.
I'm glad
We
you
need to
brought
have
that
this
up.
figured out.
I'm glad you brought that up because I've been trying to think of how we can better utilize our battle strategies when needed. And I think we need to have a shield wall in front. Terrence, that would mainly be you and me. With our spellcasters.
Mara should be between you so that she may benefit from Terrence's aura.
See, I thought about that. Another good spot I think would be good for Mara, just because she's more offensive than defensive, would be in the back, like right behind the spellcasters, just to cover the rear. Devlin, I figure he could, if you're okay with this, Devlin, I figure you could act as more of a scout since you're by far the quietest and sneakiest of us. You could easily scout ahead 90 feet or so and keep in contact telepathically with Muriel, who can communicate with the entire group because she and Albus will be in the middle.
No, we
And
also have our communication stones.
true. I forgot about those.
So, by this point, the group has been now on the boat. I'd probably say venturing into the later part of the evening. In terms of combat tactics, I would say just for the sake of time, I would say if it comes up, we'll address in terms of a marching order, and then if not, feel free to use the chat this week to continue that. Because quite honestly, we could go into battle tactics and probably take up the entire 2 hours.
Fair point. Fair point.
What are we critical? What are we critical role?
Right.
So let's just say going forward that we have talked battle tactics already, and we're headed to do the rest of it.
And night watches.
Yeah.
Yep. Agreed. All right. So by now, the sun is set. The bay has kind of calmed itself as the wind kind of dies down as the sun sets.
No lights.
That was actually going to be my next question. Are there any lights on the ship? So
Yep, we are running dark.
Captain has ordered to run dark. I believe we're going to have 2 to 3 watch shifts happening.
3 shifts.
3 shifts.
And we navigate by the stars.
Who's going to be the? All right. So who are my 3?
So it's going to be Terrence and Devlin is going to be one shift. I don't know which one. It's going to be Mara and Albus is going to be another shift, and Raja and Muriel are going to be a shift.
Okay.
Have we already talked about what we're doing tomorrow? Like,
You're confirming what we're doing tomorrow.
we're confirming, right?
Yeah.
So tomorrow we decide we're going to go back up the river and check out my ruins, right? And then
But you and Mara need to go into town to get
Yeah.
A carriage.
A car.
a carriage. Yeah.
Or some
on
carriage.
that. Everyone, be up and ready to leave before first light. We move with
Okay.
the fog bank.
Very well.
Can
And
do.
then me and Mara will take last watch. That way we're already up and awake.
Muriel and I can take first watch.
Then that works for Devlin and I. Middle
Right.
watch.
Fair
All
enough.
right. So,
Yeah.
Raja and Muriel, as you begin your watch, like I said, the bay has kind of calmed itself. Not a lot of merchant traffic happening at night. There are kind of several ships off in the distance that you can see that are running with their lights on. And I will have both of you make a perception check.
Uh, 21.
Okay.
Hang on.
Oh.
My dice are rolling extra slow.
Click,
Yeah.
click,
Yeah.
click.
It's not going to help. I'm just here for emotional support.
So
Try
it
rolling
did come
yours
through. I
on,
think you had a
roll
4
20.
and a 2.
Yeah.
All right, so 6 on yours. Thank goodness your partner's there. So
That's why we have pairs.
right. So throughout your watch, not a ton happens. You watch as just a few. They seem like maybe fisherman ships, kind of pass by, not within the close enough proximity that you feel, I guess, threatened or worried about it. Are there any conversations that you two would be having at this time? Let me preface it with this. For the sake of time, I don't want to hear the conversation. But are there conversations that you would have during that time?
I think I would like to offer Raja a alternative plan.
I'm all ears.
Or I am willing to utilize sending to contact your previous captain and tell him I'm going to sell you out and arrange for you to meet him privately for this duel.
That could work.
It's an option.
We might utilize that.
Just know that if you want him to have a message from you in 25 words or less, it can happen.
Noted. Thank you for that.
I like it.
I'll go back to being blind now.
Alright, so as your shift ends, you two make your way down into the cabins to rest as Devlin and Terrence come out onto the deck. My apologies. I'm going to have you two go ahead and roll perception checks.
7.
21.
Thank God.
There's one in each group.
There is. It's so funny
There's
how it
always
works.
one.
Yeah.
He should be more perceptive than I am anyway.
Yeah.
This is the one time I've played a character that doesn't have a high perception, so don't feel bad.
But you have dark vision.
So
I know the irony doesn't escape me.
So as it's now probably closer to midnight, 1 a.m. ish. Terrence you keep probably more of a vigilant watch than what Devlin is. Devlin, you're kind of messing about the deck, checking riggings, checking doing all of your pirate captain-y things, making sure the boat basically isn't going to sink overnight. Again, not a lot happens. The tide kind of picks itself back up a little bit as the hours roll on, and high tide and low tide come in and out. Not much there. I guess for you two, would there be any conversations that would be had?
I would say that during this, Terrence would at least try to keep it, try to get to know Devlin just a little bit more, and since they are a part of this group and everybody else is so close, at least try to become friendly with them. Friendly in the sense of, hey, we're part of this group, and I think we can work together. I think we can be friends during this, and we can take on whatever's coming at us, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Your general chit chat with two, because Terrence would look at him as a warrior over everything else.
Got it. Okay. All right. So, as your watch ends, you kind of make your way both back to your quarters. Not a lot of time left to sleep as Albus kind of rolls out of his hammock, as does Mara, and they both head up to the deck. And yeah, I'll have you two go ahead and make your perception checks.
Muriel has left a low table with some charcuterie and a candle.
Oh boy.
Sprinkle of some rose petals.
Alba's got a nat 20 on perception, so he is totally zoned out on the ocean.
Mara rolled
He
a
ignores
4.
my charcuterie.
She is distracted by Albus's good looks.
I was gonna say Mara only has eyes for one.
She only has eyes for Albus.
For some reason, there's a violinist. We don't know where he came from.
Yeah.
He's just there.
Yep.
I cast servant. No.
Play
the violin.
So
Brandon,
with Albus's nat 20,
But I think Albus was interrupting.
Oh, go ahead, Albus.
I was just going to ask if, like, before we went to bed, if I could have checked out my sending stone and tried it to see who had the other end, so that tomorrow when we go into town, I know who I'm contacting.
Oh yeah.
One of us gets woken up by an annoying ringtone.
We're about to find out.
From my pack.
Mine just goes me 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 me.
So, what I did was I just rolled a d6, and I'm just going to base it off of where you are currently at on my screen. So,
there you go.
Mara, what annoying ringtone woke you up in the middle of the night?
Oh, this is perfect.
Oh my gosh.
Now they have sending.
You know that song? Yeah, it's a song that never ends.
Oh God!
It goes on and on, my friends.
It's perfect. So as you two make your way to the deck, Mara, you will have exclaimed that someone annoyingly called you on your stone last night, letting Albus know that you two have the matching pair of stones. So you guys will have to figure that one out.
Oh. So you might need to switch.
What?
So, like, my stone, like, I called you last night, apparently. But, so that means that our stones are connected, so that when we go on this trip tomorrow, you should probably leave your stone with Muriel, maybe switch with Muriel. That way we have a way to connect to the people here on the ship.
Got it. Okay. Sounds good.
You get the text,
Why
"Hey,
did
you up?"
you wake me up?
You up? New stone, who dis?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I love it. All right.
It's hey with like 4 Y's.
Hey.
Hey girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey.
I was just thinking
Hey.
about you.
Oh, that's so great.
So, do you all know the song from Skillet, Monster?
Yes.
Yes.
That's Terrence's
There
ringtone.
you go.
Because that's my ringtone on my phone.
Nice.
I'm just gonna say mine is the Game of Thrones theme song.
Nice.
Na, 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 na.
No, because that's a
Fine.
cool ringtone.
Yeah, it's got to
Remember,
be
this is
annoying.
annoying.
Oh, gotta be annoying. Okay.
Well, I've
Impossible.
already
I'll get back
decided
to you.
mine is the final countdown.
I'll get back to you.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so Albus, you are astutely attuned to your surroundings. And you could stare at the water, and you could tell Mora where every skull of fish is that's around the boat. You know the name of every ship that has passed by in the past couple of hours.
You call me
He's keeping a
paranoid.
frickin'.
I say I'm just observing.
Right. You also
He's keeping a frickin' log.
You also notice, now that you're just kind of this laser focused, you notice how well the moonlight kind of reflects off of Mara's kimono.
Sha-la-la-la-la-la, don't be scared.
I was turned bad fan. Faces the other way.
Peaceful girl.
So great.
Oh no, I think Kyle's gonna pick the Nanket song. Because that's all I heard downstairs.
Actually, yes. That's exactly what I'm thinking from
We'll get to you when you get your alert.
That's right. So, your watch is about as uneventful as the others. You're just more keenly, in tune to what's going on. Are there any conversations that will be happening between you two?
Just awkward exchanges, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, we don't know what to do with ourselves. We're just too awkward.
It's the charcuterie I prepared.
That's right.
That's what you do. It's
Your
hard
kimono
pack and
looks
jerky,
nice.
but it's still charcuterie.
That's right.
Your kimono looks so nice in the moonlight.
Thank you. I'm so glad you turned it blue. She's 100% convinced that you changed it from red to blue, by the way, because it's never changed otherwise.
That's right. Yeah, it's been red forever.
Yeah.
So at this point, the on the horizon, you kind of get your first glimpse of the sun. It's not quite broken the horizon yet. You just kind of have the orange hue of the sun hitting it, and you kind of hear the grumpy sounds of everyone else kind of rolling out of their beds. Not a great night of sleep, just being on the ship, also being kind of, your sleep being broken from, either having first watch, middle watch. So I would probably say the two most rested people on this boat right now are probably Mara and Albus, just because they had that straight amount of rest time without it being broken.
Did we
She's
get long
unusually
rest?
cheery right now.
I would say by this point that, just honestly with the way that everyone rolled, I would count this as a long rest.
Thank you. That was 2 third-level spell slots.
I'm going to be rolling up the anchor. Just
Okay,
going to say this
so
now. If you don't want to leave something, but if you want it to stay with you, it leaves you off the ship and everyone. Quiet.
Mara's
So
kimono
as
turns
the
back
anchor
to
begins
red.
to creak its way out of the water, this massive fog bank just begins to roll in, almost as if Devlin conjured it himself with speaking the words that he'll follow the fog bank in. So as it begins to push through the bay, you just watch as it creeps along, almost like smoke above the water, hitting about midway up the sail and just rolling across towards the land, to the point that the only light that you can actually see is just barely faint glimpses of light coming from the towers of the castle itself.
Terrence looks over at Devlin. Is this you?
It's a bay. As the temperature rises in the morning, fog bank crawls in. We are going to use this as a cover to get you all on land.
All right, so
You said you
I
all.
have if I have one thing I forgot that I have, and I didn't. It didn't occur to me to share until just now. I do have a ring of water walking. I could hand it to Mara. She could carry Albus to land, and then they could procure a carriage without the ship ever coming near the dock.
We're not going near the dock. Well, you are not going near the dock. I'm dropping you off.
Where
As
are
he's
you?
Okay.
Where are you going? Because we would need to know.
If these baddies are as good as Raja says, they will find this boat wherever we park it within 2 days.
Probably.
They will be on our trail shortly. I am going to buy us as much time as we can to delay that. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just creating. I'm gonna go put on a show.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, be
No.
safe.
And we need to figure out where to meet then.
Perhaps I should come with you.
So
I have some degree of illusion magic, and I can keep in contact with the group on land.
we also have the sending stones. I mean, I
Yeah.
can give you
That
the
is
sending
true.
stones. We can go get a carriage and then meet you at a point out like at the riverbank.
I'll meet you
Side
at the
town.
riverbank then.
I definitely will not say no to a third person. It's kind of just in case.
Unfortunately, Albus, I don't think there's a third person here that would not be identified.
Yeah.
That's true.
Unfortunately, I am distinctive.
You and Mara are about the only two that might
in
not
well.
be identified.
Yeah.
And I know who I am. I
Well,
was in their pub.
and I'll take off. Like I was wearing the helmet for a good portion of that time, so I'll take that off, and I'll take off all this red armor and the red cape, and put on my old cloak. And we'll,
Do you need to
Sure.
put your
Mara-
dread helm in
Mara's-
the bag of holding?
yeah, I'll put it in the bag of holding, so you guys can hold on to it for me.
Okay.
Mara's
Um,
kimono turns back red, so that completely just makes sense in her mind, like why he's changing. And it's like, oh yeah, he just changed it back to red because that's what I always wore before.
I'm gonna put my dread helm and the red cloak and the new leather armor. I'm gonna put all that back in. I'll put on my dark green breeches and my dirty brown shirt from that I wore when you first met me. I'll keep my staff with me, and I'll have my ring on. That will help a little bit.
So as
I
we're
assume
getting
they're
ready
completely
to ship Mara and Albus off, Terrence looks at Mara with a feeling of not wanting to lose her. Can I make a roll?
You can.
Do I need to make one too, or is it just him?
I'm gonna say
Come on,
just.
everybody.
I'm gonna
I
say
got a
just him
17.
for now.
I
Okay.
got a 17.
Oh,
I actually know.
Is it going to be enough?
That's what
Is it
I'm
gonna be
wondering.
enough?
So, Terrence, as you kind of during your watch during the night, you tried so hard just to think through everything that you had been through. And then with Mara joining you at the cathedral, it kind of left you with that sense of, well, now I have to protect this person.
Right.
And for whatever reason, whether it be, call it divine intervention, call it whatever you would like, for some reason this time it feels more of the need to protect her, like she is family.
Terrence walks over to Mara. Mara,
Uh-huh.
I need you to really, really, really be careful. And
Yeah, why?
he just kind of reaches down and gives her a hug, kind of that brotherly type hug. And I'll explain later.
Albus is
Okay.
feeling jealous, but doesn't know why.
Terrence looks over.
She kind of just like wraps her arms around him and it just does one of those like, "Okay,
Yeah.
buddy."
Terrence looks over at Albus. Do you need a hug too?
No, turns away.
Your voice
I'm
down.
good.
Also,
I'm good.
welcome to the party, lads. You're about 2 months behind schedule.
What is he
We thought
talking
you'd
about?
never-
I don't understand.
Okay, so
thought you'd never figure it.
on the map, Devlin, you have control of the little boat.
Okay.
Oh, all of us do.
Actually, everyone does. Not everyone.
I didn't
move it.
mean that. Sorry.
I'm heading back to Namar. Toodles.
Right.
He is going to get the boat as close to the river when he feels the water start to veer out from another source. That's where he's going to, on this side, drop the party off
The north
Okay.
bank, correct?
on the north bank while there's still cover of fog.
Got it. So
Raja
gonna have to-
disembarks.
give
Everyone's going to have to disembark lickety-splickety
Yeah.
because it's kind of a drop-off.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
trying to think if there's a way to. Is this really tall above the ground? Where a jump would be dangerous? Just out of curiosity.
in terms of
like
what?
if you were to jump over the
check to
side.
see how
You know what? If it makes you feel better, I can cast Featherfall and we can all just float down to the ground.
Well, I've got a +8 in athletics. I just kind of was wondering if
17 survival to try and keep the ship steady as long as he can while maintaining the cover.
Okay.
Just to kind of aid.
Got it. All right. So, at that point, you definitely don't have any problem keeping it steady, if you will. I'm just kind of dropping the party here on the map. Not that.
So Devlin and Muriel are staying on the ship, or just Devlin?
Just Devlin.
Yeah.
Are you sure? I could be useful in terms of making it look like everybody's still here.
For what I appreciate that last, but unfortunately, you can't breathe water. And
Fair.
I have a show to put on.
Ooh.
Raja kind of looks back with an eyebrow raised, like, huh?
I'm gonna be
Toodles.
sorry.
Devlin,
I think I'm
as-
going to be sorry we're
As
missing this.
Devlin, as each day moves forward, I like you more and more.
All right.
Albus make sure Mara and
Likewise.
Muriel switch stones.
Oh, yeah. Albus decided to try and call me in the middle of the night. Here, you can have this, Muriel.
Thank you.
It's really annoying. Can I have the
She
less
laughs
annoying one,
exact-
please?
Mara literally laughs exactly like that. Sounds, yeah. She's trying to convince me that it was annoying that Albus called her at night.
Right.
I'm not buying.
Yeah. it was so awkward.
It was so annoying. Yeah.
And she's pulling her hair.
Okay.
Oh gosh, the Cali girl just bowled me over. Ugh,
All right. So,
uncomfortable.
as Devlin kind of removes his sails and kind of catches the breeze to pull himself back out, into the bay. I will let him run through what he is going to do, and then yeah, we'll continue from there.
Okay.
Can we watch?
You can, yeah. You're still close enough that you can see.
I want to watch.
So, as the sun is rising, Devlin is going to position the Duck Eternal sail-wise so that it's not blasting into harbor, but very visibly coming into harbor slowly, making it very apparent that the ship is coming back in. He's going to position the wheel just so. He'll take out his sending stone. He doesn't know. Activates it. Send them off. Time for fireworks. So he activates his stone. Who picks up?
Raja picks up.
Raja, what's your ringtone?
1 second.
It's the
Hold on. Wait.
I
Wait.
can hear it, but I don't think anybody else can, honey.
No, it's not coming
Barely.
through well.
Oh, it's the Neon cat song.
So Raja just.
Okay.
Doesn't work. Hello?
Or
Just-
answer
just
button.
press- Oh God,
Send them
Grandpa.
off. It's time for fireworks.
Send what up? What?
What?
And send them off. It's time for fireworks.
Who is this?
Just my
Raja, you
sultry
okay?
voice, not give it
You're having
away.
difficulty.
Devlin?
Oh, was that Devlin?
What
Right?
is this?
It was above a 10, so.
How do I make the text bigger?
So after contacting, he will tie off the wheel.
Yep.
So it's now going forward without him. Pull the sail forward so that it is now full sail to the wind. And then he will do the thing. DM,
Do the thing.
describe. As close to the shore and as close to the dock as it can for the most spectacle.
Okay, all right. So probably within 200 yards of the dock, you hear a violent wave erupt from the water, and you watch as this gigantic sea turtle dragon looking thing just comes and grabs down onto the ship, pulling it down immediately. And as it breaks the water, the powder charges that are on the deck explode, leaving like 200 feet water plumes shooting into the air, and the ship is not seen anymore.
Oh, it's just-
Oh, so he was
that
trying to make it seem like we all died.
That's our cue to go, guys.
Okay, let's go.
And
oh,
we're up.
okay.
Wait, shouldn't we wait?
Answer your phone.
He says,
Hello?
hello.
Oh, what are you not doing?
Devlin, I can't understand you.
It sounds like you're underwater.
You've got bad reception.
Think he gets reception down below water? I think the
I
call
think that
dropped.
all right. That's probably our cue to go, Mara.
I would say so. Let's do it.
All right.
All right, so we take off towards the city.
So here is what we are going to do.
And of course, the rest of us are staying out,
Over here.
Hidden.
like way over here. Gonna make our way.
Just someone move me.
All right,
Wow,
so
we are so big.
so Mara and Albus, you leave the group and have kind of made your way to town, blending kind of in and out of the kind of the traveling crowd that would be coming into the city kind of at the break of morning. Yes.
At that point,
So, out of character, what are we doing again? I'm sorry.
You're going
We're
to
gonna
buy
go-
a horse and carriage, or attempt to.
Oh, okay, got you.
Preferably a covered carriage so that we can travel in relative secrecy.
incognito, as it were.
Okay, gotcha.
So at this point, Mara and Albus, you guys have made it to the outskirts of the kind of the outer walls of the city. As you're trying to enter in the gate, you notice that there is a line of wagons that are kind of lined up, getting ready to go through this gate. And there are guards that are inspecting each of the wagons coming in.
Okay, well, this could be bad news. So, yeah, something happens. Let me try and talk our way out. I got a couple tricks up my sleeve.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
So, I thought we were planning on like trying to buy one. Are we trying to steal one?
No, we're trying to buy one. I'm just saying,
Okay, okay,
Parents
that's
would
good.
not like
that.
is not a good thing. That means that there might be searching for us. So, just
Okay.
hey, let's get our story straight. So you and me, we're let's do business partners. You're my muscle.
Are you okay?
I'm an herbalist. I'm starting a new trade route, and I need a covered wagon. All right, try that.
Okay,
All right.
sure.
Waiting.
Mara remembers wagon.
I remember it's wagon. What?
So as the line shortens and shortens, you get to where you are the next kind of in line. Not necessarily standing by yourself. You're now kind of in this group of people that are coming in without a wagon. I'm gonna have both of you make stealth checks.
Okay.
Just gonna go fan.
Oh, this should be interesting.
Yeah.
9.
Okay.
10.
Yeah,
good
that's
news
Team
is-
right here, boy.
The good news is they're not trying to be stealthy, so they're not being suspicious.
Yeah.
I was a
That's
little nervous, just kind of
So
rocking
as-
back and forth, humming some bars. Off key.
So as you two make it to the gate, kind of within this group, most of them are kind of, I guess, waved in. As you two approach, the guards stop you.
Of course they do.
And where do you two think you're going?
Oh, sir. Me and my partner here, we're off to purchase a covered wagon for our new business venture.
Partner? What kind of partner?
She's my muscle.
I try to look tough.
Make an intimidation check.
Yeah.
Nat 20.
Pink hair, red kimono.
Please not.
Or
How
hammer.
is an 18?
An 18.
Yeah.
So he looks at you for a brief moment, and you kind of do one of those like fake pump towards him, and he kind of skitters back a little bit. And he goes, "Oh, that kind of muscle. I see. All right then.
It's beautiful.
Well, I guess you two can go on along."
I appreciate that. By the way, where would be the best place to buy that covered wagon? Do you have any recommendations?
I would just say check the stables just inside the gate here.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, sir. You've been super helpful.
Oh, he's laying it on.
Yes, yeah.
Now check.
We get far enough away from the guards, and I just I go in for a high five. I'm just like, that was really good.
Does the weird, the awkward fist bump? Yeah.
I love it.
Done. I'm done. I am done. I am done.
I love that so much. That is so great.
Good team.
I've had enough.
I just really wish the rest of us were there to see all this.
All right, so you two make your
make
way through the gate. It doesn't take long. Kind of as you make your way through the gate, maybe within 15 to 20 feet of the gate, you hear kind of the neighing of horses, the hits of hammers on an anvil. As you get closer, you find that that's someone kind of hammering out horseshoes, and it's a gorgeous little stable. As you walk up, there are several stalls with the horses with their heads out, heads down in their feed bags. You watch as kind of a few, I would consider them almost like ranch hands, for lack of better terms for it, are bringing out more feed and hay and cleaning stalls. Kind of that normal morning ritual almost of taking care of the animals.
I'll go up to nearest person. Good morning. I am looking to purchase from this fine establishment. Who might I talk to? Who would be the person in charge?
So you approach, and the person you approach is it's a small boy. He's probably 12, 13 at the oldest. Human child, about your height. You two kind of look each other in the eye, which makes it even better. Goes, "Oh, good morning, sir. I believe you're gonna need to see Mum.
Oh, perfect. Can you point me in her direction?
She's in the office."
All right. Thank you so much. And before we walk in, I'll be like, Ara, just in case you got to do that intimidation thing, you got this. All right. And I'll give her the most awkward bardic inspiration ever.
Oh my gosh. It's like a first date from hell.
Considering Alice has had several of those, yes.
Well,
That
at
is
least
I think
he's
it pretty much is.
more experienced than Mara is. She hasn't had any dealings with liking anybody of the sort. So
She has no idea
The
today.
history we could get into with Albus and awkwardness, but we're not going to. Not yet.
History, Fred, it's present.
We will walk in. Albus trying to walk as confidently as possible.
Oh,
Hello.
His little
Hello.
Yes.
and I'm right behind him the entire time, just waiting to if I need to look intimidating.
Watching him walk.
I'm enjoying this too much. I'm sorry.
So as you walk in, there is a rugged-looking dwarf with a very, very thick beard, calloused hands, very gruff but friendly in demeanor. Definitely, I mean, just by looking at this person, you can tell that they take just very great just pride in their work. As you kind of make your way within the office, he slides back from the desk. Well, good morning to you. How can I help you?
Good morning. I was told to inquire inside here about possibly purchasing a covered wagon and team for myself. Would you be the person, the individual who I need to speak with?
Well, my boy, you've come to the right place, but we do not sell our horses.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was misinformed. Would you happen to be able to point me in the direction of somebody who might sell me some fantastic horses for a team and a covered wagon? See, I'm an herbalist. I'm starting a new trade route. I want only the best.
Well, you've definitely come to the right place when it comes to the best.
Oh, well, then I'm sorry to hear that you're not selling. Is there anything I can do to possibly change your mind?
Perhaps you could rent them from me.
Okay, I would definitely be willing to do that. I will be back in town plenty of time, so we will be happy to rent, and they'll come back for sure.
I know what's coming next.
Roxball would kill the team.
And it's a deception check.
It is a deception check. And I'm going to roll you against his.
Oh, no. Maybe I should have gone to supervise.
14?
Yeah. So he kind of looks you up and down and kind of gives you the nod. And how long you be renting for?
Well, it could be an ongoing relationship. Like I said, I am an herbalist. I'm establishing a new trade route, so it would be coming back and forth. So we could definitely do a month-to-month contract if you would like, or we can do longer. What are the terms you normally do for renting your horses?
Well, my boy, if you would agree to a 6-month contract, I could do it for 100 gold per month.
I think that would be acceptable, and definitely the time limit that would work for us for sure.
So he sits down at his desk, and you watch as he takes out just this massive amount of parchment. And he slams it down on the desk and kind of starts flipping through it, signing here, signing there. Flips it over, hands it to you. Sign next to my name and everywhere I've signed, and it's yours.
Give me a moment, and I will speed through the contract with my intellect of 19.
Okay.
And just make sure there's no hanky business.
Got it.
Do a perception.
So one of the things that you notice in there, there's a rider to the agreement that says that if any damage happens to the wagon, it's an immediate cancellation of said contract, and dire consequences could possibly happen.
Sir, I have a question about this clause right here. You see, because we are going to be going back and forth on the road, and I would hate that, we get waylaid by robbers and thieves, and for my partner here to have to engage in violent combat with them, and for something to happen to the wagon in the meantime because of their actions, and I would hate for that to impact our business relationship. Is there a way that we can possibly do some sort of insurance contract instead, or insurance clause, something that would be a little less final for our business relationship?
Might have to call Jake.
Make a persuasion check.
Jake from State Farm.
Also a 14.
Also a 14.
You are consistent, if nothing
You
else.
are very consistent. So
Can I try to be intimidating or something to help him out?
you know
Is he
what? Yes,
consistently
yes,
really
you
low?
can.
Okay, let me try this again.
You have inspiration.
Oh, that's right, I do. How does that work?
Guys, there's like spittle on
How do
my
I use the?
on my screen.
Is it a
It's a
D6?
D6,
Six,
I
yeah,
think.
D6.
Yeah.
He's add a
Add a
D6 to whatever you roll.
Okay. 18.
So he's just getting ready to tell you no, Albus, as Mara kind of steps up behind you, kind of stretching with her hammer behind her head. You know, you can hear like just her shoulders and neck like pop and crack. And you watch as, like, for the first time, where the kimono usually sits, you know, fairly loose, like, the definition and tone of her arms just kind of rips through a little bit. And he is definitely taken aback by that.
So embarrassed.
he quickly grabs the contract and with his quill just kind of scratches through it in initials. It says, "My boy, I believe you two will be safe and there's nothing to worry about."
Thank you so much, sir. This is absolutely fantastic. I tell you what, here's the first month in advance, and I'll give him 100 gold. And it's a pleasure, and I'll sign my name as Albus Barrett.
Okay, all right. So he quickly goes through and just kind of makes sure that everything's in order. He hands you the paper back, and you are kind of directed to take this other form out to the stable, where you meet with the same small child that led you in. You hand him the paper. Within probably about an hour, he has pulled out 2 horses that are bridled and attached to the covered wagon, and yeah, there it is.
So, but before we leave the dwarf, I'm sure Mara has seen Devlin talk with these kinds of people too, and so she will like hand him an extra 100, be like, "This bonus is for you."
To the stable boy.
No.
Oh, to the guy in the office.
Yeah.
Perfect.
The one I intimidated.
Got
By
it.
the way,
Okay.
yeah, what's his name? By the way, I would ask his name. Like,
His name is
who
Heath.
Okay. All right. The dwarf.
So he got a month's pay and then an additional month's pay that just goes in his pocket.
Yeah, basically.
All right, and I will hand the reins tomorrow and be like, I don't know what to do with these, and in the passenger seat.
She just sits there. She's like, hi ho, Silver.
I can't.
So, I will have you
I'm
make
out. It's been a good night.
make a
Animal
nature
handling?
check.
We send
Aw,
the two
not
in that
animal
don't know
handling.
anything about him.
Albus can talk to Albus can talk to small animals. I don't know if this would count at all. but he
Horse
would
is a
definitely
little
try
bigger
to-
than a small animal. Yeah, so
Yeah, all right.
A perk
Well, he's
will
gonna
try.
try. He's gonna try. Like,
actually,
it might not make
yeah,
sense.
Mara, if you want to do an animal handling, I always forget that that's a
Okay.
thing.
It's so rarely used.
It is.
It's very
Oh my
substantial.
gosh. How about an 8?
An 8.
Yeah, nope.
It's
No.
good.
It does not go as well as you would hope at first.
Raja's probably going to take the reins of that horse. He's got proficiency in land vehicles.
It
so
It's a
It's
little
a wagon.
rough trying to get out of the gate at first. You kind of bang against the wall on each side a few times.
Women drivers.
Oh,
Good thing you
Did
got that
she hear
clause
that?
revised.
Did I hear that, DM?
Allison said Jesse did.
That was out of
Sure.
character. So Terrence also has land vehicles as his.
Albert's just holding on like.
Yeah.
Doing great.
So within
he's grabbed the oh shit part.
Language.
Probably maybe another hour or so, the group watches as this horse and carriage come kind of rolling in. You see Albus. You kind of see the horses kind of running sideways a little bit as they're doing this.
Can Albus roll to see if he throws up?
Yeah, make a Constitution saving throw.
17.
Yeah, he with
You
his
guys to hold your vomit.
with his newfound stomach of iron, even as horrible as Mara's driving is, Albus manages to keep his breakfast down.
So I managed to stop it right in front of them, and I jump off, and I'm like so proud of myself. Like, do you see what we did?
I was just coming down shaking.
How bad?
Saki Devlin saunters up.
How bad is the wagon?
It's not terrible. It's more superficial than anything. The sides are already scraped pretty well. There's a few smaller chips in a few of the wheels. Nothing major.
See, broke her in.
All right, I'm
Oh.
driving.
Stop! My
Ta-da!
stomach hurts. My stomach hurts.
Alright.
My jaw hurts. I'm crying. Stop.
So Terrence looks over at Raja. Look, everybody else can get in the back. You and I in the front. I'll pull out the crossbow and hold that while you're driving. That way,
Wait. Hold on a second. I thought we got this covered wagon so y'all could hide. What's going
Yeah,
on here?
I feel like the dragonborn they're actually hunting for should be the one, I don't know, in the carriage.
She
Well,
does
we're
make a
dead,
very
right?
The
good
entire
point.
reason
we're all
that
dead.
Albus and I went into town was because we were the least conspicuous. So if y'all
And
just
the
kinda
entire
come
reason I
in-
got Ganda to put on quite the show that he did was to kill us.
So who's gonna drive?
Me, of course.
I will try.
Mara, you would be better served as a rear guard,
So-
darling.
Does
So the
anyone
two
here know
people-
how to drive a wagon
The
besides
two
me?
people who can't. Yeah,
No.
I do. Terrence does.
Throw a cloak over your bloody armor then.
That
I
works.
can do that.
Mara,
Have a red
jumps
coat,
up into
remember?
the
No.
driver's
We have
seat and
cloaks
hands them over
on.
to Albus. And she's
Yes,
like,
but
fine,
his
you
cloak
give it a
comes over
try.
his
See what
armor.
happens.
We'd have to put a cloak over all that.
I can put a cloak over my
We're
face.
going.
Out of curiosity, DM, how much of a fuss is the harbor right now? Exactly how much of a diversion did that actually?
It was quite the diversion. There were several hundred people that had made their way from the lower city down to the dock to try to figure out what in the world just happened. With the fog there, really all they saw and heard was this massive roar followed by explosions and water. So rumors would have swirled about there being just this huge, sea monster that's now living in the bay. Yeah. All right. So the group is now in the back of the wagon. Who's driving?
I am.
Okay.
I'm just sitting right beside him.
All right. So Albus.
Should we make Constitution saves?
So
apparently
I'm gonna have
I'm a woman
Albus
that
make
can't
his animal handling check.
How about this?
5.
We let them drive until we're far enough away from the city where it won't be conspicuous, and then you can take over.
I immediately take the reins from Albus, and I'm like, oh, geez, come on. I can do better than that. Jeez.
So since
Terrence,
this is
look
a,
over
since
at
this is a
Evelyn, and
new
this
turn
isn't-
of driving, I'm gonna have you make another animal handling check, Mara.
So, what kind of saves do we need to be making here?
We'll talk about that in a minute.
I got a 7.
We're gonna need to roll initiative here in a minute.
So where's the group headed?
We're
You
going.
don't know yet.
No, yeah, we're
Apparently
going up towards the ruins. We're going up to the ruins.
No,
On
we're
the
going
way.
into a
I didn't
boys,
think I'd
girls.
get this far.
we're going into a ditch is where we're going. Quickly. Perhaps off the cliff if we try hard enough.
We're
Wait,
trying to
so
go down
I-
the road.
We're going north towards the ruins.
I mean, I do still
There's
have
no
a
road.
DM inspiration. I could try and roll higher if that helps.
Save it.
Yeah, on this
There's-
one.
All right, Lady of Pink, they make a very, very persuasive argument. Let's get the professionals back out.
So you guys have now, we'll say at this point, probably 4 to 5 hours have passed. I want everybody to make Constitution saving throws.
Oh, good.
Good.
20.
30-20.
Wait, 14.
I
17.
would like to say that, like, the entire time he's arguing with Mara about how to do it. But you're going too far to the left. Too far to the left. Pull over.
Will you relax? I'm doing fine.
We're not like stop bouncing off of the thing every 2 seconds.
Maybe this wasn't a good idea for the buddy relationship to have them drive for the first time.
Okay,
At
so
least I'm doing better than you, dear.
I
rolled a
had the
16.
range for 3 seconds.
so if you were above a 15, you managed to keep
I make myself throw up.
keep your foot down. If you are below that, you
The
just
driver.
yeah, you have like leaned over the side and hurled.
I hand the reins back over to Albus.
And I will say for the next 5 hours, you will have disadvantage on any type of saving throw and attack rolls.
Oh, my goodness.
I would like to say that I would think that Mara and Albus are just like passing the reins back and forth. Like she throws up, I grab them. She gets done, she grabs them back. You hit a pothole, I grab him back.
I look at Terrence and I'm like, please do something.
I can't. It keeps moving. I can't get myself up.
One of us stands up, they hit a pothole, we just drop back down.
So we're going to
trying.
the ancient ruins, yes?
Yeah, well.
It's the ruins of
Terrence.
Raugas.
It's the
Hold on, I
Viking
got-
ruins in a minute.
Hold on, I gotta breathe. All right.
The poor
Let's
horses
get the
are like, what
professionals
are
on
you doing?
on the wheel or reins.
Jesus,
Alright.
take the wheel.
It's the first time Roger said anything about
take
Jehovah.
the wheel.
Could you pull up the map for us so I can see where the ruins of something? Here's it.
Okay,
Still looking
Raugas.
at-
Oh yeah, Raugas.
Okay, out of character, why are we
Okay.
going through ruins again?
So there,
Albus.
that was the story of the knight and paladin. They left for Sari and went to the ruins of Raugas, where they encountered several evil dragons.
the
and
amulet.
For some reason, yes,
Mm.
and so it's based on the amulet. So we're trying to figure out if this has any bearing, any truth to it, because only the paladin made it, and then when he returned to the city, he was promptly banished. There's a bunch missing from the book. It looked like it was torn out. So we're trying to see if we can uncover the mystery of what happened there, or if there's something there that we need to know about, etc.
It occurred to me as Stephanie on the drive into my weekend event that if push came to shove, I could ask Hermaeus if he has any knowledge of this legend, and if in his vast library he possessed a book of it. And I'm not eager to reestablish contact with him. If I have to, I will.
Let's hold off on that. There's no need to. Yet.
That's why I'm saying
Mhm.
I'm not doing it, but I will if I'm not.
So at this point, we're at the ruins.
Yeah. So you are. By this point, I just moved the carriage there just for sake of it being there. By this point, you're
Well,
probably within maybe a few hundred yards of the ruin itself. So as you approach, you notice that the ruins it's more one almost massive structure than a bunch of small different buildings themselves. It appears that at one time it was probably some sort of maybe a castle even. Could be maybe a little bit smaller than a castle, not quite as grand, but still.
A keep?
Keep, a fort, probably somewhere between a fort and a keep. The ruins themselves are massive and imposing, with towering walls made of dark, weathered stone that have withstood the test of time. They were clearly once a grand and magnificent structure, but they now lie in ruins, broken and crumbling.
Is it inhabited by the looks of this?
I don't know.
Can we make a perception check to see if it looks inhabited?
I mean, you can certainly try from that far away.
Okay, we'll wait till we get closer.
Kian, how long did it take us to get to the ruins?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna.
It was probably at
About a
least
day's drive.
with you two driving, it stretched out to probably closer to 2 days.
Were we car sick that entire time, or?
Oh yeah, no, your driving didn't get any better. It was just a very
Okay.
bad ride all the way.
So, I guess at this point, to kind of like save myself from having disadvantage, I'm probably gonna look at Alvis and be like, "Bro, do you have like some ginger or some kind of like stomach remedy? I feel like I'm dying here."
Yes, I do have some, and I'll give her some of my herbs
Okay.
to chew on.
Okay.
Devlin will take out his spyglass.
Do you want me to make like a medicine roll for that to see if they're actually helpful or anything?
No, I would say you're proficient enough that you know what you're doing, and it works.
You're amazing. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Oh, look at them.
What were you saying, Devlin?
When we get close enough to the ruins, or when it's a distance, Devlin will take out his spyglass and to kind of do it's just a rough sweep, just to see if anything at a distance can be noticed with a spyglass, kind of bring it into. If there's something there obvious before we get there, that we don't get jumped or realize, oh, this is inhabited by a creature or a bandit, if there's signs of life.
Bear with.
No worries.
I didn't remember if the group was going to go to Hilltop or the ruins, so I didn't have the ruins put in Roll20 yet.
That's okay. We'll just have to dock you pay.
Right?
Yeah. Is that before or after we double it?
Nothing to nothing equals nothing.
That's right. We are generous
That's right. Yeah.
in that regard.
If nothing else.
Specifically, nothing else.
Other than our praise.
Yes, you get
Yes.
plenty of that.
We lavish you with praise.
Attaboy.
Out of character. If anybody ever wants to know the best DM, it's Brandon. Back in character.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
I mean, like, for real, though.
Well, I certainly appreciate the vote of confidence, guys.
I've never met anyone more patient with a group than him.
Oh, that's fair.
He puts up with our shenanigans so well.
What's up with a lot from us?
Yeah, he does.
I
Agreed.
remember when I used.
This is
I
just 2
remember when I
hours
used
of
to not
3 hours
drink.
a week.
Are you saying we lead you to drink?
No, I'm kidding.
Ouch.
I love you guys.
No,
From
he's
D&D.
saying that he just drinks more because
That's right.
we didn't lead him to it.
That's right. All right.
He knew
So
right where it was.
let's
Harsh.
roll.
I don't know
the
if I should
group.
be complimented or insulted.
Yes.
So as you approach the ruins, it is at this point we are pushing toward the latter afternoon of the second day. As you get closer, the ruins themselves are almost covered in an unnatural fog. You're able to make it forward, and you get to almost kind of this like outer, not really even a stable. It just almost looks like maybe almost like a utility shed, if you will. The doors open. There's a ton of crates that are in there that have been busted and broken. And yeah, let me just tell me what you guys are thinking and what you want to do, and we'll kind of play it out from there.
We are bottom
I guess-
right, everybody.
What?
So,
Bottom right.
Yeah.
Well, we came here for information, right? So we should go in and look for information?
Well, should we, since we're here in the evening, should we rest overnight and get our bearings and get everything set for the morning, and then go in and get information?
Well,
Well, why don't we see if there's a place to sleep inside?
Sounds like a good idea.
okay.
well, yeah. Let me. Well, talking about Raja talking about me being all stealthy and scouty. Let me go make sure there's nothing that's going to go nibble on us
Yeah, sounds
That
good
would
to
be a
me.
great idea.
immediately.
So we'll lead the horses and like get them unbridled.
No,
And
no, 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 no.
Okay,
You
yeah.
all do that. I will go stealthily and just do a quick peeky to see if there's anything about.
All right. So
Karen-
how
Karen's
And
looks
I'm,
over.
So
I'm
how-
on standby.
far out are you wanting to scout?
He will go no more than still far. Depending upon how I can't really see the ruins at this point, he will only go no farther than say 100 feet. He just wants to get an idea far enough in so if that there's something dwelling inside or as a part of the ruins, he'd be able to pick it up, but not so far out that he would be separated from the group if anything did happen. It's kind of more of a proper scouting, far enough in just to get a sense, but not too deep to make it problematic if anything arises.
Got it. What direction? North or west?
Let's go north. Let's do 30 feet first to make it in increments. You're gonna have to move me.
Oh, do you not have control of your?
I do not have control.
Do any of us?
Oh, I do.
I do.
I meant that philosophically.
Yes, I was
Yeah, I
like,
was
this
gonna say.
is deep.
Try it now.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, I guess I should do. Let me roll my stealth because I'm trying to do this sneakily. 29.
Well, you are definitely stealth out in the open.
That's fair. Is there any cover at this point that he can see?
From where you're at, you can kind of get that there's an outline of what appears to start being kind of an outer wall. There doesn't appear to be any entrances on that side. There is a fairly large tree that is just north of where you are. There's a handful of kind of like rock formations over to your side.
Does the tree... If he was to climb the tree, would it offer him insight into the ruins, or is the ruins still high enough that the tree would not do height advantage?
They're still high enough that you wouldn't be able to see in.
Fair enough. All right. He will go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet around the tree just to see if there's if the wall continues to have no doors on that side. And if not, then he's going to double back and follow the wall to the west.
Okay. So from where you're at there, you don't see any discernible entrance into the keep from that side. For about as far as you would be able to see from there.
Okay. Then he is going to double back and start moving to the western side. So, move to here first.
And I doubt we'll make it through all of this evening, so I will have the dynamic lighting done. Right now I just have Fog of War turned on, and I'm revealing as we go.
Fine.
Works for me.
So as you make your way kind of around one of the turrets of the keep and kind of look down, there's another turret that's immediately to your southwest that kind of looks like it churns and goes towards, but there's no entrance from the side that you're at. If you look up where the wall is, the wall itself stands roughly about 20 to 25 feet the entire way around, with the turrets being a little taller than that, and some of the wall has collapsed down to where it's probably closer to about 10 feet in height.
Okay. Last scout, I is going to go over to this far corner and just... That's all rubble right here, correct?
Yeah, there's enough room that you're able to pass, and as you break... as you kind of break the side of that turret, then the ambient glow of torches.
He will freeze. He will stay there.
Okay.
So it's just torches. Does it look like there's a gate? Does it look like there's a hole?
It does, yeah. So not necessarily a gate, or if it is a gate, it appears to be open. That leads... I'll cut it off right here. Some wall, just for some...
Okay. I mean, he's still close enough to the group. He will double back to the group. Well, for Ruin, someone has been upkeeping torches.
That's
not good.
interesting.
So there's people here, which means we can get information. Good to know.
Oh,
I don't think they're the people who would have information about what happened.
Uh,
I mean, how long ago was it, Albus?
It was a very it's legend. It's just a story and legend. I'm thinking more of that missing piece of the book that was torn out. I'm wondering these could be the people that did that.
So here's the question. I mean, we're losing daylight, and I'm only as good as the light is, unfortunately. Don't have the dark vision. Muriel has the superiority there, but do you want me to try and sneak in and
Barely.
scout a little bit more, or should we just be much more vigilant with guard tonight and not venture forth? I don't think they know we're here yet.
I
I
look.
am fully rested, and I would rather not sleep next to an unknown.
I agree. I don't like the idea of I wouldn't be able to sleep. Like that would be just waiting for.
I look at Devlin and I walk over to him. I'm like, "Do you want dark vision?"
I don't know how much more light do we have in terms of daylight?
You've got maybe 2 more hours.
I don't know. Unless you can give me something that's going to last a while. I might just do an hour in and then just come back to be safe.
I mean, you can either take the
Borrow.
goggles that I believe Mara has, or I can cast dark vision on you, which lasts 8 hours.
Hmm.
It's just a touch.
I'd almost say the goggles only to save your spells. I don't know how valuable they are, how many you get.
But if you get in trouble and we have to come get you anyway, he's going to have to cast it on me. So
That's fair. Just go ahead
What
and
if
cast.
what if I cloaked you in darkness? Oh, but you
That's-
can't see through it.
I'm just going to cast
It's
dark
magic.
vision on. I'm going to cast dark vision on Devlin. I would say if Muriel wants to cast darkness over Devlin to like give him a cloak of hidden, like advantage on
And we said
stealth
what
rolls
time
or
of day
whatnot.
was it?
Late
Late
afternoon.
evening. We have 2 hours of
Darkness would
sunlight.
be a little.
Conspicuous.
Darkness would be a little conspicuous.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, here comes this dark cloud coming, moving around.
Yes, it's an orb of darkness moving around.
well,
If worse comes to worse, I can make myself not seen as a last ditch. Can't do it
Okay.
often, but I can invisible myself.
And you
Well,
have the
you-
ability to call us and let us know if anything happens or if you need help.
Yep, has a little stone.
But yeah,
So you now have 60 feet of dark vision for the next 8 hours.
I'm only scouting. Don't worry, Muriel, I'm just scouting. And he will bop his way back over carefully. Looking back to this point, are there any guards posted on the wall above?
There are no guards posted on the walls above, as most of them appear to have. That's kind of where that's where it looks like the most ruin has happened, kind of at the top of the walls, as most of them have either been weathered down or started to decay and fall. So most of what you're seeing along the ground is really just pieces of the stuff that's fairly high up.
He will poke his head around the corner. How far does this
I would
particular
so
tunnel
I would
go?
say from where you're at right there. Give me just a second here. Here to here.
Such exciting stuff scouting, but
it's exciting for me. I feel like I'm watching someone else play a video game,
Yeah.
Right?
and I mean that in a good way. Like I enjoy, being a voyeur on someone else's like high stealth, high stress video game.
Same.
It's all of the enjoyment and none of the stress.
So as you kind of peer around the corner, you notice immediately that within 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, so about 35 feet from where you are currently at, there are 2 guards that are stationed there. Based on what you are seeing, they appear to be dressed in the garments of the guards of Fisari.
Interesting.
That was the town, right? The Sari?
Yep.
That was the capital.
That would be the town.
How far's the dark vision?
120 or 60?
60.
60.
It's very entertaining trying to draw this out.
Oh.
Ooh.
I'm trying to think of where we met Devlin. Devlin, and this is a question that we never went through, but in your time, I'm going to make the assumption that at some point you had made your way into port in either Stormhaven or anywhere in the kingdom of Namar.
I would assume yes.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking. Just wanted to make sure, because if not, you wouldn't exactly know. But since you had been there, you recognize that further in there are two guards that appear to be robed in what appears to either be from the capital of Namar or Stormhaven, one of the two.
Now, this is interesting. What do they appear to be
something
doing?
They appear to be on watch. They're just very. Their posture says, I am basically just here to guard this area. I'm keeping an eye on this entrance.
He is going to shimmy back to this corner and very quietly
Hello?
Four gods to Capital City to Nama, guarding inside.
Copy that.
Stay put. Stealth further.
Can you?
Possibly.
If you can,
If you can back up.
we can back up. You say the word, we'll come charging in.
I hate this.
And I've, of course, got the stone where everybody can hear.
On speaker.
I cast magic for the first time as Devlin.
Okay.
Ooh.
Invisibility.
Oh wow.
Oh.
I could go for gaseous
little-
form, but that is a bit too. Actually, DM,
Mm-hmm.
with the torches, is there ambient smoke? Is there any kind of. Because Devlin has two options. He can either just go invisible and walk through, but he has another one that allows him to turn into a gaseous form, a mist.
Doesn't that take 10 minutes to cast?
One action.
Oh.
So if you remember, as the group approached, the keep itself was kind of covered in this unnatural fog.
Oh.
Which, i.e., there will be an unnatural fog next time.
It's
He's going to stick with invisibility because he can keep his movement. If he becomes a fog bank, he can only move 10 feet at a time. So he's going to cast invisibility on himself. I will roll that stealth now because he's going to start moving in carefully.
Alright, so you were casting
Invisibility. It's concentration up to 1 hour. Everything I'm wearing is invisible. It ends if I attack or cast a spell.
Okay. All right, so
You will
Yep,
stop right there
hang tight
just to
there.
see if they notice or not.
They do not notice you.
27 for the stealth, moving into the keep proper.
Good lord.
Well, I mean, with being invisible,
Well, that would just mean natural with my stealth. The invisibility would give me advantage, but I can't stack the bonuses. This is what rogues are good at.
Yeah.
Scouting
No
and
joke.
hiding.
all right. So as you kind of crest your way in, it kind of branches off into three directions. You've got kind of left, right, center. Both of the left and right appear to have
Messages.
they appear to have passages that kind of lead through, heading north. Just from being on the outside, you know that immediately to your right is the turret that you passed. Further in is the one that you were looking at earlier. And then by that, you know that over to your left, that basically you're seeing almost a mirror.
Muriel, will you send
I
Devlin a message telepathically stating look for entrances that the party can sneak in without being seen? However you need to, just send that message.
send that message.
Okay. In your head, Devlin, you hear Muriel.
You feel a polite knock before I enter. Just a tap 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 on your psyche before I sweep in. Hello. Raja would like me to tell you to look for entrances by which we may join you.
Unnoticed.
Specifically unnoticed.
Mental. Understood. Keep you posted. Now, I know we're running a little close to time. Given Devlin's time on the sea, I imagine he's at least relatively decent at keeping track of passage of time. He knows he only has a small window of this invisibility before it goes away. So he's going to explore, let's say, right passage to try and find another way in for the party, but only till he knows if he goes any further, he's not going to have enough visibility to get out. Would he be smart enough or have enough insight to know such things?
Say that again so that I can actually listen to you this time.
Fair enough. As a sailor, Devlin, I imagine, has some type of grasp on the passage of time.
Okay.
He knows how long invisibility lasts. It's only 1 hour. Would he know at what point he should turn around before his invisibility would run out, that he's running out of time?
How do you keep track of time?
Fair enough. He would not have any of the things he would normally use to keep track of time in this place. He's just going to have to guesstimate.
Because my immediate thought was you could use the sun, but based off the fact that it's covered
Inside.
in a dense fog, plus you're inside. Now, granted, even though you're inside, it's still very open air. So you're not
But there's torches.
So you're not in a room right now. You're basically in like an open courtyard, an open air courtyard.
How light is it still outside?
By this point,
The sun always dips faster in the evening.
that's fair. It does. Yeah, you've probably still got about an hour and a half of light.
Okay. He'll gauge where it is and make his way right
Okay.
to try and see if he can find a way for the group to enter quietly.
Okay. Let's see. So from there, this. So as you approach that hall, you're able to look up and you notice that there are two doors flanking the hall, left and right. At the end of the hallway is basically it's blocked off by collapse.
Okay. And is there a door behind him leading into the parapet?
Yeah. So at this point, I'll just cover everything.
Okay. Right. Still not seeing a way in. He's going to continue to this point.
Okay. So yeah, you see inside the other turret. Where used to be kind of the staircase that would wind up so that you could go up top has all collapsed down. This one is one of the few where the upper has actually collapsed in to it. So where there used to be like a covered top, now you see open sky.
But he remembers it's still being very tall outside.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to make his way to here.
Okay.
Say at this point, I imagine it's probably been about 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yep. So that's just a very long hall. You do notice a door that's at the end of it. There's a small little outcropping with a ruined statue there, but still really no good entrance that you can see from that side.
Okay. He is going to move 15 minutes down this hallway, so I imagine let's get some to just about here.
Okay, and as you were there, you can't quite see all the way across, but with the way that is set up, you can hear the echoes of footsteps further than what your vision is allowing you to see.
Over here.
Probably closer to, based on kind of what you're hearing, probably maybe back as even far as that, because you're kind of catching like the echo of everything going on.
And up here is still, it just continues on.
Yeah. So there's a door that's at the end of that, at the end of that hallway.
Okay. At this point, unfortunately, to look up and see sun's getting low in the sky, and he is going to make his way back outside if he can.
Okay. And I'm gonna have you stop there. Hold on. Let me move you back here. So as you hit about that door, you suddenly look down and you are able to see your hands.
He is going to immediately duck into the room here.
All right. I'm gonna have you duck in there. I'm gonna have you make a stealth roll.
Here. 27 again.
Okay. Yeah, you. The guard thinks for a minute that he might have seen something. And with a quick look, maybe it was just my imagination.
Must have been the wind.
Devlin's going to take out his stone and he'll shimmy further into the room to try and not have it be right next to the door and just quietly say, bit of a pickle, invisibility run out, but thus far no way to get in other than front. Gods didn't notice, but kind of stuck.
Copy that. Stand by. All right, guys. So there's no other way in that Devlin can find. Do we just?
Can we
Um,
get over one of these walls at the
That's what I
low
was
point?
just thinking. I mean,
Could lure the guards out, and
I
I know we don't know if they're friendly or not. I can charm them, try and charm them. Maybe we can get some information and get them out of the way.
I go back to the stone. How many humanoids?
Oh.
He said, I think he told you. He said, 4.
No, you called Devlin.
Yes. Oh
Okay.
no.
I love it.
Sorry, come in. Listens to make sure no one heard the alarm going off.
Whoops. Any additional humanoids than the 4 in front?
Sounds like more further up in the same hallway. Don't know number. Could be 2, could be 10.
Copy that.
Stay on the line this time.
You can't. It's one way.
Oh, okay.
He goes in, he comes back.
Mm.
Okay. Well, do you want to try just go in, act all friendly?
I was thinking we could get them to come out here.
what if
That
we
way, if
drove
there are
the-
more,
What if we drove the horses up, Albus and Mara, with us in the back, in case something happens?
that can work.
Well, if you want to lead them out here, I can just go to a random wall and smash it with my warhammer.
Well, they're talking.
Kinda like-
Devlin is going to poke his head and just see if he can glimpse what these guards are doing. Just as far out as he can to see, but hopefully not far out enough that they have to double take and go, wait.
So as you kind of poke your head around, you notice that the guards are kind of speaking back and forth. Seems fairly pleasant from what you can hear. And as you're watching, another set of 2 guards, both kind of come down. You hear their footsteps. You really can't see them from where you're at. I know you can see them on the map only because from a Fog of War standpoint.
Yeah.
They come down. They check in with the 2 guards here, who then you can kind of hear their footsteps as 2 more guards assume their post. And the same happens with the 2 from.
Sorry.
they come from further down the hallway.
Now, probably last thing we'll do for the night. Former military, speaking to all the military people here, everyone loves when their relief comes in, and they will immediately begin to complain about what their assignment is or positioning. Are the guards, as they're being relieved, can Devlin pick up any gossip, complaints about why are we guarding X? Why did blank send us here? Anything like that as guard changeover happens.
So they are, and I love that question. That was fantastic. So you hear them begin to complain about how much longer are they going to be at this post. They've now been there for the better part of 6 months. There's no mention of a who or a what they are guarding. But they're definitely unhappy with the circumstance of how long they have actually been at this location.
Shimmy, 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 shimmy. So, God changeover just happened. They've been here for 6 months.
Out of character, Devlin relayed what the uniforms were, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Capital and Amar.
Gotcha. 6 months. Why?
What could they possibly want to guard together?
Are they
For
waiting
so
for
long.
something to happen in 6 months?
All I'm thinking is if they've got the city uniform on, then that's got to be connected to Hunter.
Which
I don't
makes
know
this-
how, but
But how is Namar?
that's a bigger question. Maybe old ties? I don't know.
Well, if we can
Or
charm
perhaps
them,
they're here. Perhaps they're here guarding something that has repercussions to both continents.
I like the idea of getting them out here so I can try and charm them, get some information. There is a risk though that because it might not take to a couple of them. It might not take to any of them. There's always that risk.
For
I could be your intimidation
one of the
cam, just in case.
I'm good with the idea of Albus and Mara up front with the other three of us in the back. And then things go south, we hop out.
I think that's our best bet. We
May-
get them to get in front of that door just enough that they have to come out to see us.
Assuming we can
May
board.
I-
Yes,
DM,
Muriel?
may I cast my mind again and determine if how many minds are in this keep?
What's
connect
what's the
with.
range on it?
Let's see. Detect thoughts. Is technically not possible with the spell. I'm trying to utilize my psychic, like my class ability, in a way that's not technically on the label.
Okay, all right.
Instead of trying to like hard connect with a single person, I want to kind of broad spectrum sense.
Okay, I like it. So I would say I'll give you a range of 150 feet.
Okay.
My
class ability is in miles, but I'll take whatever I can get as long as it's this keep.
And what you are immediately, and you're just looking for basically a count, yes?
I just want a head count,
Got
literally.
it. So in your 150 foot kind of radius, if you will, you pick up almost an astounding number and it can't possibly
Okay.
be right.
Does your mind pick up more than just humanoids? Can you pick up like rats and stuff like that?
They don't have a mind per se. They have a consciousness, but not a space in which I may dwell.
And I will tell you exactly what that number is on the next episode.
Oh, I was ready to swing my warhammer.
Suffice it to say, it's enough. We're not going near those 4 guards. We're going to have to find another way.
So hey,
thought.
thanks for joining us this evening. It has been, as always, a blast. Apologies for the beginning of the stream. I had a few issues right at the beginning, so I had to kill the stream and start it back up. Honestly, I don't know that anyone even noticed it, so there you go. I'm just keeping it all, keeping it real. I hope everyone has a fantastic week. God bless, and we will see you all hopefully back here next Thursday, where we will we'll make our way into this keep possibly and see what's going on. You definitely don't want to miss it. So, God bless. See you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye.